Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever is applicable. Well, my name is Atanu, and welcome to my channel, Psychosocial. Well, have you guys ever thought about accepting everything, whichever is coming on your way? Have you guys thought about some practices which are there in other countries, but those practices are not available in your country? Have you guys ever thought about that some practices could be very, very beneficial for people, whoever is there, but they're not able to get the benefit because of some social structure, or maybe because of some religious act, or maybe some social rituals, and that is the reason those practices are not there in your country or not applicable for your country, or maybe people are not getting the opportunity to utilize them. If not, I think the time has come. You should think about it. And I think we should take the initiative to implement, or try to rather implement those, and rather fight against all those rituals, maybe some religious act, which are actually restricting all those practices to be implemented in your own society where you are currently in. Right? I believe you guys have heard about this particular term, taboo. Now, taboo is not applicable for each and every country, or not applicable for each and every community. Why? Because some practices which are there, maybe in another country, or maybe inside of a community, or maybe a group, but other groups, that similar type of practices are banned. Maybe those practices, some or the other, restricted by some rituals, by some religious acts. But since it's the era of globalization, so we have understood maybe those practices are very necessary from the social point of view, or maybe for people perspective. Those are very beneficial for everyone, I would say. But somehow or the other, we are not getting the benefit out of it because of so many restrictions, barriers, and all those, right? So I think the time has come when we should break that shackle. We should break those barriers and try to implement those. Maybe we should talk about it more. We should spread words for that. We should maybe, talk about that pretty often. We can take different sessions, maybe some awareness programs that we can schedule, and people will get to hear those and learn, and they can understand it easily, that maybe those practices are still not there because of so many restrictions, that those practices are beneficial, right? I'm sure you guys have also heard about a particular term called voodoo. Now, voodoo is there typically within different type of communities. Some rituals are there, right? But it's not related to taboo. And there's a difference between taboo and voodoo. But we need to understand the difference between these two terms. Taboo is something which are practiced by a group of people, or maybe some countries, maybe communities, and those practices are beneficial for them. It's just that because of different cultures, religious acts, and some restrictions, those similar kind of practices are not popular or not implemented in a different kind of societies where we are living in, probably, right? But voodoo is typically some of the acts, some of the practices which are typically restricted under a particular community. Maybe those acts or those practices are not that beneficial, but some or the other, maybe those are pretty tough and pretty specific and pretty related to a particular community, whoever are practicing those kind of acts. But I'm not sure whether voodoos are typically beneficial for everyone, so that we can consider that as a taboo. So all voodoos cannot be taboos, but all the taboos can be implemented, and some or the other we can break the shackle. So together, I think we can think about it and remember, which I always talk about, creating a global society. If you're able to do that, then there will be no taboo. Everything will be practiced. So think about it this manner. If there is something, some act, some practices are there That means it's existing within the society. It's just that not every people, or not every person rather, is able to access that, is able to get the benefit out of it, right? So who are responsible for spreading these practices? We are responsible, people of the world, right? So why can't we take the opportunity and take the ownership of spreading those words? I think I have taken that, some or the other. This is the platform which I have been using for a while now. I think for you guys, even spread these words, spread those practices. Go to Google and find it out. There are a lot of taboos you can find out which are available across the globe. And some or the other we are not still able to accept because of all those, restrictions which I talked about. So I think that's the message for me, or that's the message for everyone for today from me, that now it's the time to think about all those taboos. And of course, we need to know about the voodoos so that we can easily differentiate, right? So that's my message to all of you guys. Please do think about it and let me know about your thoughts. Your feedback is pretty much important for me so that I can get to learn something, right? So I'll be waiting for your feedback, and at the same point of time, I would definitely want to know what's your opinion on that. Okay, on that note, I'm concluding today's session. So if you guys like my content, if you guys like my thought process for even considering today's video, please do like my video, share, as well as do subscribe to my channel so that once the new video is uploaded, you get the notification immediately so that you can watch it. Okay, so thank you very much once again for your support so far. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and stay safe, stay healthy. Cheers.